What happens when one of Hollywood's greatest legends simply decides to disappear? When fame, fortune, and flashing lights no longer hold the same charm? This is the story of Joe Pesci, a man who conquered Hollywood, then quietly walked away into a life of peace, jazz, and ocean air. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1943, Joe Pesci grew up far from the glamour of Los Angeles. He was a kid who loved performing, but no one could have guessed that this small-town boy would one day become one of cinema's sharpest minds and most unforgettable characters. From Raging Bull to Goodfellas to Home Alone, Joe Pesci wasn't just acting. He was defining a generation of movies. His fiery energy, his razor-sharp wit, and his ability to steal every scene turned him into a living legend. But fame never really interested him. Joe was always the quiet type, the kind of man who preferred a guitar over a red carpet. After decades of hits, an Academy Award, and millions in the bank, Joe did something almost no one in Hollywood dares to do. He retired. No drama, no farewell tour, no press conference, just silence. Today, Joe Pesci lives in one of the most breathtaking homes on the Jersey Shore, a luxurious yet serene oceanfront mansion that perfectly captures who he is. It's not about flash, it's about freedom. The home itself is an architectural gem, over 7,000 square feet of elegance and privacy. Floor-to-ceiling windows open up to sweeping ocean views. Inside, warm, neutral tones, minimalist decor, and touches of classic design create a calm, comforting atmosphere. There's even a private music studio where Pesci still spends hours playing jazz and blues, returning to his first love, music. Before he was an actor, Joe was actually a musician. He played guitar for the Joey D and the Starlighters in the 1960s, and even released albums later in life. His music, smooth, soulful, and full of heart, just like the man himself. And while Joe may have left Hollywood, Hollywood never really left him. His old friends, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, Al Pacino, still visit from time to time. They sit on his terrace, overlooking the Atlantic, reminiscing about their golden years on set, sipping wine, laughing, and enjoying the peace they once only dreamed of. Now, let's talk about his fortune. Because Joe Pesci is living proof that quiet success is still success. As of 2025, his net worth is estimated at around $60 million. That fortune comes from his legendary film career, royalties, and real estate investments. He could have easily lived in Beverly Hills or Miami, but instead, he chose New Jersey. Because home isn't about status, it's about comfort. His car collection reflects the same taste, subtle sophistication over showiness. He owns a Rolls-Royce Ghost, a vintage Cadillac convertible, and a Mercedes S-Class. Not flashy, just timeless, like his career. Despite the luxury, Joe's lifestyle is surprisingly simple. He enjoys fishing, walking along the beach, and spending time with his family and close friends. He's a regular at local diners, often spotted chatting with longtime locals. No entourage, no paparazzi, just Joe being Joe. And while many Hollywood stars spend millions on constant publicity, Pesci lives quietly, giving to charities without headlines, mentoring young musicians privately, and choosing solitude over stardom. His story is rare, a man who had it all and chose peace instead. And that choice, in itself, might be the most powerful statement of his career. From the violent intensity of Goodfellas to the quiet stillness of ocean waves, Joe Pesci's life is a perfect reminder that true wealth isn't what you earn, it's what you keep inside. At 82 years old, Joe lives life on his own terms. He may have left the screen, but his presence still looms large over Hollywood. Every actor who's ever played a mobster, a misfit, or a comic relief character owes something to Joe Pesci's craft. So the next time you rewatch Casino or My Cousin Vinny, remember this. Behind the sharp lines and fiery attitude was a man who simply wanted peace. And in the end, he found it, not in Hollywood, but on the peaceful shores of New Jersey. Because sometimes the greatest act of all is knowing when to step away from the stage. If you enjoyed this look into the life of Joe Pesci, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here on Life of Legends, we uncover the real stories behind fame, fortune, and the icons who shaped our world.